Hi, and welcome to Prototype D. This is Komi Olaf. Just down here at our office downtown in Ottawa, and I'm just going to show you a few of the things that we've been working on today. Currently, we finished fitting up our pod 2 with all the insulation. We've applied all the insulation on the outside, put the flooring inside, we framed our walls, and right now we're trying to figure out what we're going to do on the inside. So, for starters, right now, over the top of our pod we have the pink insulation, and on top of that we've been trying to figure out how we're going to have our curved roof going over that, because majority of building materials like roofing sheets have these grooves that don't allow it to bend in the direction that we want it to bend. So we've been doing a lot of shopping around today to find someone that can bend it for us, or get material that can bend the way we want it to bend. And currently we've arrived at a company named Ideal Roofing, and we've pinpointed one particular sheet that they have that could potentially bend the way we want it to bend. I gave them a call earlier on today, and it seems like they're not completely sure if it'll bend the way we want it to, so we're probably going to have to run some experiments before we make a full order to complete it. Another thing that we're working on is the color palettes that we're going to be using for the inside. We've been bouncing around a lot of colors. We started off with orange and very bright, bold colors, but we've also been paying attention to our environment. Every time we drive back from Smiths Falls back to Ottawa, we constantly talk about the color palette and keep our eyes open. And there's something about the way wood ages when it's outside, like it begins to turn silver almost, and that color, that gray silver color, is something that we like, because by insulating our pod we've lost a lot of the metallic kind of color that it had before, which we all miss, and we want to bring that back in somehow. So we're thinking of staining the wood some sort of gray to make it look as if it's aging. So these are the few colors that we have right now that we're playing with. All of us in the group right now are gravitating towards one of these two here, but we want to stay open to all three. And then we're also thinking of mixing it with some sort of like a powder blue, like an ultramarine blue almost. And we have a whole bunch of them that we're trying to play with here. So these are a few we picked up from Home Depot today. We haven't made our final decisions yet, but the good thing about it is that the roof that we want to, the metal that we want to cover the roof is one of these colors here, this one specifically. So I'm thinking this might work, because if we have a nice blue going over for the roof, and we have the same color on the inside and on some of our extensions, then I think that would ring very nice, because our doors and our windows currently right now have a white frame, which we weren't too excited about, but we've begun to wrap our heads around that and work that into our color palette. And the last thing I'll just show you here are a few sketches of some of the things that we're thinking about inside of the pod. So right now we're going to be having some kind of storage space running along the flat side of the pod, so right above the windows. And with that, we went to IKEA to look at some sort of storage spaces. But everything we're seeing there is really expensive. Expensive in the sense that if we're going to be mass producing these things, we don't want to have such a very high cost. So we're thinking we may manufacture them ourselves at our workshop in Smiths Falls, as opposed to buying them. But we got some ideas of what those can look like and how we can do that. In addition, we also started looking at stools and seating. There are some stools that we can buy for cheap there, but at the same time, I'm also thinking we may make those ourselves too. All right, so that's pretty much what we've been doing today. I hope you guys like our progress, and we look forward to unveiling our pod for you. Thank you.